Hello, today in this video I'm going to talk about how do you prepare if you want to study for quant finance in 2026. Well, 2026 is not very far from today. In a month time we will be arriving in 2026, and if you want to plan to study for quant finance, if for someone who is interested to move to quant finance, either you are a student, you are a working professional interested in the field of finance, and quant finance in particular interests you, uh, then this is a video for you. I'm going to talk about the roadmap. So please stay with me. All right, so what is quant finance? If a complete novice, let me tell you that quant finance combines finance plus mathematics plus statistics plus coding. So it's a field in finance which uses statistical models, machine learning, AI, some areas of computer science, coding to solve problems in the field of finance. So this is a technical field, but it also requires you to have knowledge of finance. It's a bit similar to data science, although the models used in quant finance, not all of them are data science models. There are some models which are more mathematical models, which are not not very popular in the field of data science, but there is quite a bit of overlap. For instance, machine learning is used quite a bit in both the fields. Coding skills are very important in data science as well as in quant finance. So there is a bit of overlap. If you have interest in mathematical modeling, coding, and you have interest in finance, I think quant finance is a right career option for you. So if you have a background in mathematics, statistics, physics, engineering, economics, finance, you have done a master's degree or you have done a PhD in any of these fields, then finance or quant finance in particular is a right career choice for you. A lot of things are changing. We are living in times where things are changing so fast, especially in technical areas, and quant finance is no exception to that. It is undergoing changes because of the changes in tech. It's becoming very tech heavy. So therefore, a lot of things which used to be very important for quant finance 10, 15 years back now have changed. I'm going to talk about what are the changes that you need to be mindful about while preparing for a career in quant finance. Now, if you're a beginner, a complete beginner, right, you need to start with mathematics and statistics. You need to have sufficient knowledge of mathematics at a school level, like advanced calculus, trigonometry, coordinate geometry, real algebra. Now, these are must things to know before even you start quant finance. Understanding of statistics very important. Sampling, inference theory, all that some people ignore, but as a beginner you must pay attention to mathematics and statistics before you move to more advanced modeling. Okay, so start with the basics of maths and stats. You can go onto Khan Academy and do some of the advanced mathematics and statistics courses from there if you have forgotten mathematics statistics from your school days, and then do a proper statistical modeling course. Right, doesn't have to be in finance related. Any statistical modeling course which will teach you regression, different types of regression, panel data analysis, time series analysis, instrumental variable, these concepts. Just go and do this course. But if it is finance related, that's even better. Right, if it's a statistical modeling course which is finance related, that is even better. Then learn a bit about machine learning, like basics of machine learning, like decision tree. You could also learn about boosting, bagging, support vector machine, random forest, the different variations of these things. Right, there is also a bit of overlap between statistics and machine learning. For example, regression models, you can find these models in both the fields, but make sure that you learn these things. Focus on the breadth instead of trying to be a master of one algorithm. Try to know a bit about a number of models within these two areas, statistics as well as machine learning. In terms of programming language, I think the most important language for quant finance in 2025 and 2026, and I think in the foreseeable period of time, is Python. Maybe 5-10 years down the line there will be another language that will be the most important language, but for now Python is by far the most popular programming language in quant finance. C++ is close, well, distant second. It used to be very popular, but it is becoming less popular over time. Python is taking the place uh, for the most popular programming language. Right? But you can also learn other programming languages such as MATLAB, Julia, C++. But Python is a must thing. Data handling skills are very important, so good to have some knowledge about SQL and database management system. Understanding of financial markets, very very important. Try to learn financial markets and banking at a high level, right? If you do a search on YouTube, you will find many good financial markets videos. Don't learn from the influencer, learn from some universities. In Yale University's YouTube channel, you can find Robert Shiller's course on financial markets. Just go through all the videos, I think some 10 of them. You will learn financial markets in great detail. But knowing at high level is also very very important. You don't have to be an expert in financial markets or banking or risk management, but you need to have a bit of knowledge about all of these areas. Okay, there are many ways to prepare yourself. First, okay, either you go for higher education, either you do an MS or MBA or MSc in quant finance or financial engineering, mathematical finance, computational finance. There are many such varieties of such courses out there. In the US, these courses are very popular. In Europe, less popular. In other parts of the world, you won't even find such courses. So, not everybody has the luxury of going for higher studies because you have to leave your job if you're a working professional. If you're a student, you have to pay a lot of money in order to do these courses, and there is opportunity cost, and also you may not find uh, such programs in a home country, so you may have to move to a different country. So given all these issues, you could also just learn on your own, do some short courses. There are many such good short courses out there. If you already have a quantitative background, you have a background in physics, maths, engineering, then you can always learn on your own. Most quants are self-taught quants. Most quants do not have a master's degree in quant finance, so don't worry for that. You can always find resources and learn on your own. Books are good sources, but I think a short course is better. I do run a course. You can find the details in the description, also in the comment section. Let me know if you are interested. But there are also other courses out there. Try to find a mentor, and if you really have more money, you can go for certifications such as FRM or CQF or even CFA. That will add a lot to your CV. But more than anything, I think get some experience, real world experience. Uh, the courses will only do so much. I mean, you learn the basics, but things. You learn things only when you actually do the real world work, right? So good to get some experience in the industry, right? Do an internship, right? And there are many options out there you could explore. I see only people like interested in trading and quant research, but there are many opportunities outside of these areas also. You could also be a developer, quant developer, doing implementation related work. You could be a risk manager working on quantitative risk area. You could be a model risk manager. You could be a model auditor. You could also be someone working closely with the quant trader researcher but not doing the trading activity yourself. So there are many areas, and don't just focus on high frequency trading, although that's very lucrative, no doubt. But there is a world beyond that. You could also find opportunities at hedge funds. You could find opportunities at pension funds, at insurance companies, at investment banks, at wealth management companies, at fintechs. So there's a broad, the area is very broad. You can find opportunities in many areas. So don't just focus on one area, because you would then be losing out on opportunity elsewhere. Don't be fixated with just, okay, I want to be an HFT trader. Most people who reach out to me are actually like that. Don't be like that. As I've said, internship is very crucial. If you are a student, if you are a working professional, then obviously you cannot do internship. Just try to find a job. Prepare yourself and find a job, and try to learn as much as possible from your job, and then change jobs every 2 3 years. Gain good experience. Don't try to be over specialist. Try to be a specialist in more than one area. That's what I say. Do networking as much as possible. Not everyone is good at doing networking, but if you can do that a bit, that's important in all careers nowadays, and quant finance is no exception to that. Regarding compensation, well, you could expect anywhere between 100K to 150 as a beginner, and your compensation could move, yeah, beyond 200K, 300K as you get experience. But this is US salary, by the way. In Europe, salaries are a lot less. You could start anywhere between 60 to 70, and you could move to bit anywhere between 150 to 200K after you gain 6 7 8 years of experience. In terms of opportunities, which companies you should be aiming for? Well, there are hedge funds out there like Citadel and DSO and these companies, but they also prop trading firms, such as IMC, Jump Traders, and the such firms. But there are also many investment banks such as Goldman Sachs, Barclay, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, or all. Even tech companies nowadays hire quant people. VC firms, PE firms also hire quants. Okay, so keep an eye on a number of firms actually hire quants. Even rating agencies as Moody's and S&P, they also hire quants. Okay, so it's not just trading firm. There are other firms also that hire quants, right? One thing that has changed in more recent time is that quant finance is moving from being a very math heavy to becoming more data heavy now. In the past it used to be more about option pricing. It's more about using theoretical mathematics to price an option. You might have heard about Black-Scholes model. That is still there, but that is changing a bit. I mean, that is still there, but most of the quants now work on data analysis, okay, which is bit data science type. So you still use models in financial markets, in banking, in insurance, and these areas, but instead of using those theoretical models in the past, for instance, the risk neutral type models in the past, now it's becoming more statistical models or machine learning models. So try to also learn machine learning and statistic beside stochastic calculus and so on. Stochastic calculus is also very important, by the way. Programming skills are becoming more and more important, although I do believe that quant finance is more mathematics and less programming, but it is changing. To my surprise, it is changing. It is becoming more computer science type of a career, where you'll have to do a lot of coding. Okay. In the crypto field, it is booming. A lot of crypto firms are hiring quants. So that's one area. If you have interest in cryptos, if you have interest in alternate assets, it's an amazing place. ESG, sustainability, becoming very popular nowadays. Commodity trading is very popular. So there are a wide array of areas in quant. So and there are some commonalities, no doubt. All those areas use data and models, but there are also differences. The business wise, there are quite a bit of a difference in the way things are. In banks, it's different than what you see in energy trading firms, or in other kind of firms such as hedge funds and insurance firms. So you don't have to worry too much about these areas, but as long as you have a strong technical background, I think you should be able to get your first job. It's a very highly competitive area, so make sure that you prepare very well. Make use of the internet very well to prepare properly. Okay, to summarize, you should start with the basics, as I've said, with math, stats, uh, time series analysis, do Python coding, do some data analysis using Python, build a portfolio, write code, do some projects, have a GitHub profile where you put your projects. If you are a student, then good to get some internship. Otherwise, just do a couple of projects and then start applying for jobs. First job is the most difficult thing to get. Once you get your first job, then I think from there you can easily grow. But getting your first job is always a big challenge. So prepare very well. Yeah, these are some of the things I would say. Don't too focus too much on just stochastic calculus, black hole type, modeling. And because most quant courses, even the CQF, which is perhaps the most well-known quant course, is focusing a lot on option pricing. But the derivative market is actually going down for a variety of reasons. It has been the case since global financial crisis, and yeah, the data analysis type quant uh, finance is booming now. So focus more on machine learning and less on stochastic calculus. Programming is extremely important, and knowledge of finance, although not a prerequisite in most places, is also quite crucial. If you do not know much finance, you will struggle a bit when you enter the job market. So also read as much as possible about finance, financial markets. Just read Financial Times, and just yeah, maybe do a course on financial markets. That should be good enough. Anyway, I run a course on quant finance. If you're interested, let me know. Thanks.